Let your style and I need my change. DMV, I'm a of the year. Legging with my fears. Rapping, but I'm quiet when I'm near. Always plotting on the bitches and I'm plotting on my fears. We don't need no checks from the boys. We just need respect from the boys. We don't want to fall in love by the boys. So I just get the little re-drilling with the boys, yeah.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Vikings. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come in at an early crossroads here, facing a tough opponent on the road where a loss would make them 0-3.
And when you start that way, doubts really start to creep into a locker room, and guys start to battle each other instead of worrying about winning games.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 96 yards.
And that explosive run right there reminds me that last week ran the ball really well, so they're continuing to do what they did in the previous game, run the ball and run it successfully. Expect that to continue throughout this one.
Adrian Peterson off to the races. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate, big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a third down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Now the 6-year man from Cal, Brian Anger, on to kick as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. He takes this from the 30 to the 34. Here's the offense, and when you talk about this offense, you certainly have to talk about all-day AP, Adrian Peterson.
Does not shy away from contact. Also has the speed to go the distance. It's the rare combination that you get from one of the great runners of all time in the NFL. 2,000 yards every year is the goal. I never bet against him.
Handoff comes to Peterson. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
When Gerald McCoy entered the NFL, he was part of a huge debate around the league. Gerald McCoy or Ndamukong Suh? Who would be the better defensive tackle? They both had more than their share of moments. And what's made Gerald McCoy a perennial Pro Bowl player? His ability to play just about anywhere on the defensive line, but especially to work over the centers and guards in order to create havoc in the pocket.
Now back to throw. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And eventually, athletic spin move we saw gives him the first down yardage. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But when you hit him on the move like that.
And Peterson, what happened? He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Oh, nearly picked. That may be lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. First carry now for the rookie, Dalvin Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit, Leopard. Hurry up.
They'll drop to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We do see this a lot from rookie quarterbacks, don't we? They kind of lock in on their intended target. A lot of times they establish that buddy, that guy they depend on. And, boy, defenses zero in on it, don't they?
A little bit too telling. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Now, that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Forbath out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They go play action here on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Open now to get back in the end zone on his 4th possession. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. Steps away to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean. They can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up. You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one. Right?
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Nick Folk for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 3rd and short.
I can hear the sigh of relief all the way up here. A dangerous throw, backed up in their own territory and throwing an out route, and it got jumped. And they were fortunate it was only batted down and not intercepted.
And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they timed it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one.
Let's go! Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
And just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. And his kick is good. A 10-play drive that time. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Forbath out to kick this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here, Winston. And that is incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with a Viking. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And to give this time to the tailback. And some room to work. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 47 yards. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around, not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
His throw incomplete. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Barr. coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football. Save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans.
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
11 more on that one and another first down. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create.
And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
And he'll give it here to his running back. That is not going to be any help as they dump it behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Fielded about a yard deep. Spins past it. Room here to run. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
But whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. With that last carry, Adrian Peterson has gone over 12,000 yards in his career. He becomes the 16th member of that elusive club.
How about that? The next 3 guys that are on the list that he can pass, all Hall of Famers. Thurman Thomas, Franco Harris, and Marcus Allen. No wonder his dad called him AD for all day. That man can go. Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
15 yards through the air and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. On second down, Peterson. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. The Vikings on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Forbath out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
On 1st and 10, Winston. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Second down now after the incompletion. From the gun, Winston. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Third and long for Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fielded at the 20. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Let's go!
They start the drive with Peterson. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He'll look to throw. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They give it to Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And a couple of big boys up front defensively, and in that 4-3, those D tackles so vital.
Extremely vital. I love how you described that.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's going to sling this deep down. This is caught inside the 15. A big play for the Vikings on third down. 44 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The agent. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Now Jameis on second down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Jameis to throw it. And he's going to go down again. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf.